How this is going. Okay, here we go. Okay, 1 second here. Let's make sure my volume's down on YouTube. Just so I'm not blasting all over the place. Okay, here we go. Oops, that's what I want right here. Okay, there we go. At least my volume's down. I hope it's going on YouTube. Okay, anyway, so back to the show. This is live. Hi, everyone. My name is Coach Sheri Atchison, and I have the privilege of interviewing Tabitha Moore today. And I'm really excited to interview her because she's just works with a wonderful group of people that I highly can relate to. So with that being said, Tabitha, welcome to the platform.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Yes, I'm so happy to have you here. So Tabitha, first of all, tell me what led you into this coaching business?
I kind of been always searching for something. I always want to help people and make an impact. Not that I didn't to an extent in the jobs I've had. I've always had people come to me for advice and for help for stuff, but I was looking for something different. And so I'd been searching for many years, and I went to one of Mary Morrissey's Dream Builder Live weekend events. And during the event, which was a transformational event, there's all kinds of stuff you go through and help you discover yourself and your dreams. And during the event, they talked about becoming a coach to do the program, but in a longer version. And that it totally spoke to me. It was like they talk about the heavens and going, oh, and it was kind of felt like that to me. It's like, I can have the opportunity to be able to do this, help people with this kind of transformation in their own lives. And that really spoke to me and excited me. So I found out about it. And to be honest, it was one of those very exciting, very, very terrifying moments, because it was a program that cost a fair amount of money and took a fair amount of time. And I was like, well, how the heck is this going to happen? But I stepped out in faith. And of course, it all come together because that's how it works, right? When you step out in faith and believe you can do it. And of course, there was coaches to help me, because having a coach to be able to believe in yourself is one of the big things, right? We always doubt ourselves. So yeah, I got certified, and now I get to help other people change their life.
So isn't that just the way it is too? I find out that a lot of times when we are the typical person where people just naturally come to us for advice. And why is that? Why do we give off that sense that, hey, I'm a safe place, I'm a safe person you can talk to, and that was very similar to my path as well. People would always come to me for advice. And I made them feel safe, and I gave them the best advice I could give them, And I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of different life experiences to where I've overcome a lot. So I knew what I was talking about. How about you?
I'm sure I have in the eyes of somebody else, but for me, I have trouble looking at it that way. It's just, I look at it like, oh, that's just my life. That just happened. It wasn't a big deal. I struggled at the time, but no big deal. I have trouble seeing some of the stuff I've overcome as big things, right? I always look at it, I'm just me. I'm just me. I got to get that little voice out of my head, right? Diminish my successes. We have to learn to appreciate the stuff we've overcome. I'm still working on that. I'm a work in progress.
Yeah, well, I think we all are, and it's a beautiful thing to always be a work in progress, because that means that our level of awareness is so high that, we realize that, okay, this is what I've learned from this, and you learn by trial and error. That's what we all do. So, it's quite a natural process. And I think it's beautiful that people like you and I search out for more education and, finding the path that will allow us to live out our dreams and really help people in the most professional manner that we can. However, in this day and age, it does cost a pretty penny to do it. My goodness. I mean, we make quite the investment in our education to get certified in the whole 9 yards so that we can help other people. And that stings a little bit, but in the long run, it's worth it. What we learn, the people that we meet along the way, and how we can support each other throughout this, which is what you and I do. So that's wonderful. But I would love to talk about or have you talk about the two different groups of people that you really love working with the most.
I try to focus on empty nester women and retired women. So moms, really. Because as moms, our identity is wrapped up in our kids. And the same for our careers, right? And you can be a mom and have a career too. And then you're really wrapped up when those things are done, you're kind of lost. You don't know who you are anymore. And you because you don't know, you lose your confidence. And sometimes you really struggle. It's hard to know how much of an impact it's going to make when your kids moved out. I know I struggled. I really struggled. I kind of went through a bit of depression and I didn't know who I was anymore, what I was supposed to do. So it's good to have support to help you find yourself and have confidence in yourself to be able to do the things you love and even have the strength to search for what that is.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a minute, especially moms and that empty nest syndrome, because we really do lose our identity because the whole forefront of what our mission is, and it's just naturally embedded in us to be the caretakers and to oversee everything that we need to do to ensure that we're raising our children the best that we can. So that's always in the forefront of our mind. And when that is in the forefront of our mind, what happens to our own self-perception? It gets stuffed back somewhere. And then all of a sudden, when the children leave, you have to dig up who you are, and seriously, as simple as going to the grocery store, not even knowing what you want to buy for yourself to eat, because it's all based on what your kids like, what they don't like. And think about the energy that a mom gives, not only holding down her own career, her job, and taking care of the house and raising these kids, but, just being spread so thin that, it's so easy not to care for yourself. So what have you encountered with the moms you've worked with?
I worked with one mom, and she had not only had her kids moved out, but she'd got divorced as well. And they had a traditional Christmas dinner. I can't remember what it was, but whatever it was she made every year, she personally hated. And she made it because it was her husband's family tradition. And even, I can't remember for how many years they'd been separated. I know it had been a couple. She never even considered making something different. And I believe her girls didn't even eat it because they were vegan or something. So she made this traditional thing really for her, and she didn't even like it. So when we were going through the program, because it asked a lot of questions and makes you explore stuff, she realized that she was doing this. She's like, next Christmas, I'm making something I like. So it's awesome that the realizations people come to have.
Yeah,
and the
absolutely.
stuff we do out of just reflex, right? We're stuck in the motions. We don't think about it.
Yeah. We become very robotic, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So what are some of the things that you do? Just a couple of tips that you do to help a working mom who suddenly becomes an empty nester.
Um, at first, you kind of have to work through like a grief feeling. So having more contact with your friends and other family, and maybe set up new traditions. Try and make some new traditions with your kids and try and come to the realization, okay, they're still your kids, but they're adults now. You have to transition into how to deal with them, right? They don't want you to mommy them the same, right? They want to be respected as an adult. So try and work on that idea, right? Transition into letting them be more adult, trying to change your relationship a little. Some people really miss their kids. Maybe text them once a week and without expectation. I know I started to text my kids once a week, and all I'd say was, thinking of you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Love you. There wasn't putting it that way, didn't set the expectation they needed to text me back. Mind you, let's be honest, I would have been very disappointed if they didn't. At some point, they always did. But then, right, it doesn't have pressure. You're sending them love. You're letting them know you think about them. So it's opening it up.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine that having people in your life, in your space at home around you all the time, and then all of a sudden they're gone, has to be one of the biggest hurdles I would think that a mom would have to face. Just not having them there physically.
Right.
You know, you can't see them, smell them, talk to them, hug them, anything like that. What would a mom do to fill all the, because this is a void now. I mean,
Right.
all of a sudden there's this huge void and all this extra space. Well, what does a mom do?
You can explore different things you want to take up, right? What did you always want to try? Or just explore that kind of thing. I know one of the things I looked at doing was doing laughter yoga. I never got around to it, but I just searched for different stuff that interests me. Maybe if you're a health and fitness person, maybe you want to join the gym. You and your girlfriend set up going to the gym all the time, or even come over and work out. Go to her place, come to your place, hang out, do something that interests you. Have a girls' night, have movie night or date night with your spouse. Just, try some new stuff, because then it changes the schedule, right? Because part of your brain, we did this at this time, we did that at that time, I took them to this, I went to that, right? Some of that is still in your brain, those scheduling things. So try and, if there's something that you really missed that you did at a certain time, try and fill that time slot with something else. And tap into the feelings you're having. And it's okay to feel the sense of loss.
Yeah. And I know that our brains are wired to always want to run to security and safety and comfort. And it was always a comfort zone when you had your kids at home with you. And now it's scary because that comfort is gone. And this is where moms need to be careful not to fall into that depression. And and I think that if you find yourself falling into a depression or sadness or whatever, you can visit, but you can't stay there. You can't move in. So this is where you come in handy, because I think this is crucial. The skills you have and your talents can really help these moms bridge that very tender spot where they go from comfort to uncomfortableness, not having anybody around. And that's where you can be the most value to them, I would think. And having that extra support and just knowing that they don't have to face this change alone. Don't you agree?
Yes, I do. You can also join some Facebook groups where you can talk to other moms or dads. I think it's different what dads feel, but other people where you can talk about what you feel and see what they're going through, right? Because you feel like you're alone and nobody understands. and you don't want to tell anybody because you're embarrassed because you're the only one that feels this way. And that's not the case at all. So find support, people that understand what you're feeling so that you don't feel so alone.
Yeah. And we always want to feel that we belong.
Right.
Anyway, that's a sense of security. So I think that's wonderful advice that you give. So if you're a single mom watching this, we will put Tabitha's contact information down there. Or if you're just a mom where your kids went off to college or finally moved out of the house and got a job and you don't have to baby them anymore, the apron strings have been cut, but you find yourself in this kind of void or whatever, please reach out to Tabitha and she will help you bridge that gap. And she has wonderful ideas and she provides support for you so that you can walk to the next chapter of your life, not feeling so alone. You know what I'm saying? So that's one group of people you work with. Let's talk about group number 2.
Retired people. Yes, that's a big step as well, right? We spend most of our life working in careers, and that, not that being a mother isn't as impactful, because yes, it is. We all know that, those of us that are mothers. But when we no longer have the job anymore, and by the time you retire, most people, if they had kids, their kids have moved out. So it's kind of a double whammy. You have no idea, and you're feeling older, right? Your body doesn't move quite as fluently as it once did, or some of the stuff you used to do, you can't do the same. And we get it in our head. I can't say me personally, but really, as we age, we hear all this stuff about how we can't do things anymore. So you might take on the mindset, oh, I can't do any of those things I was going to do because I'm too old now. And it's easy to fall down that slippery slope.
Yeah,
and really,
it really is.
Yeah, we adapt. So a lot of the stuff you may not be able to do at first, but you can work up to it, right? You just explore. The world is open.
Yeah, exactly. So I really want to talk about this because, I'm like almost to retirement age myself, but I'm not going to retire because the thing is that it's all mindset. This is where like I help people with stuff, and this will really tap into exactly your gifts and your talents when you help this group of people. But I want to talk about my mom. When she got to a certain age in her life, and it wasn't retirement age yet, but her mindset, and I really feel that this is the mindset of a lot of people in her generation as well, that were in her generation. When you get to a certain age, society tells them, not us, but them, that, oh, you should be calm and settle down. Now it's time to enjoy the peacefulness of the world. And your kids have, the reality is that your children are grown. They have their own families. They have their own lives. You are not the focal point of their world. So you don't hear from them as often as you should, or you want to. The second thing is that getting back to their mindset, it's like, okay, I'm just going to sit back and relax, and I'm going to make dinner every single night at 5 p.m. And you get on a really rigid schedule. You don't change from the schedule, and you live your life in this scheduled out robotic manner, just waiting to die, basically. And my mom just, this was her mindset though. She sat around and she was just waiting to die. No ambition to do anything different, no activities, just, okay, I don't work anymore. My kids are all busy. I'm just going to sit here and wait to die. And it really saddens me that her and some other retired people do have this frame of mind. I'm just getting old. I'm just going to die someday. And that saddens me, because when I see stories of people that live like into their 90s and hundreds, and they're running marathons, and I'm not saying retired people have to run a marathon, but they're out there, they're doing things active, and they're moving, And this is why I think you're so important for this group of people. And I'd like for you to talk more about this.
I so agree with you. So there's so many people I know that when they retired, they became a couch potato. They watched all these shows. Life is about living, right? You can go out and do these things. There was a job site my husband was at, and the man was 80 some years old. He walked 5 miles a day. Like, he was in awesome shape. When he told my husband how old he was, my husband said, "Oh, you're funny." He didn't believe him at all. It wasn't a joke. And that's what he loved to do. He was, you don't have to climb mountains or whatever, but you can. Like, there's lots of stuff you can do. You can't just run out and necessarily do it. You can train to do it. Like you said, run marathons. Maybe, like, there's all kinds of, the world is out there for you. What do you want to do? What did you put off? And part of it is you don't have to believe in yourself to start. Get the support so somebody can help you. It can be for everybody, right? There, so many people achieved their dreams because they had the support to do it.
Yeah.
Ask the questions, right? Like, the world is out there just waiting. Your dreams can come true.
Yeah, I totally believe, this is my belief, that you're not the number that is assigned to you that year. You are not that number. And I have lived my life always by this. I live by how I feel, by my energy level and the ambition that I have. I never will cage myself in according to a number, ever. Right. Basically, I refuse to grow up, okay? So, I might mature a little bit, but I mean, I live full embodied and take on the day, whatever it is. I will not be defined by a number. And I think if more people had this mindset, then maybe they would carry on with their lives. Maybe they wouldn't retire so early. But if they do retire, they definitely want to talk to you, because you have, again, the skills and the techniques to help that person bridge that gap. It's like, okay, no, don't go sit on that couch now. Let's explore your options. So how would you work with someone who's retired and we want to prevent them from just becoming a couch potato?
Well, I have a program, and I would take them through the program, and that helps explore the things they'd love to do. We ask the questions over and over so that, you don't, sometimes it takes a while to believe that you can do these things. So we work on that belief. What would you like to do? Where would you like to go? What would you like to have? We go through the questions and we explore what's inside us. What do we want? What brings us alive? And there's various ways we go through the questioning to help dig deep. We want to find these things, right? And we work on mindset, changing our mindset. I agree with you. And age is just a number. If you get wrapped up in all the crap people say about your number, it changes your life because it changes your belief. I know somebody I come in contact all the time, a family member who is 4 years younger than I am, and they are way, way older. Their number, doesn't matter what it is, they are far older than I am. And I tease them and they always go, "No, I'm not. You're older than I am." No, I'm not. Look at how you live your life and how I live mine. You are old. You're like older than our mother.
Yeah. I totally believe it. I think that if you keep saying to yourself, "I'm too old to do that," you will become that. You will become too old to do anything. Yeah.
Right? You condition your mind. If you tell something, say to yourself something over and over, you make it true. What we believe is the truth. Right? Because it makes it come about.
Yeah, it does. You have to be careful what you say to yourself. So I'm going to say to you guys out there that anyone who is retired or is going to retire and they're watching this, that trust me when I tell you, do not tap into the number that is assigned to you on this particular year, because you are not your number. You are who you are, and you live through your body, your mind, and your soul, and how you feel. Get that number out of your head. It's just a couple of digits assigned to you, but it doesn't define you. Just remember that. And if you need help just wanting to even explore this further or talk about this further, you definitely need to get in touch with Tabitha, because she will visit with you and talk to you about possibilities and give you ideas for your retirement life. A lot of people love to travel, but one thing to remember that I think is important, and Tabitha, I'm going to have you chime in on this, is staying connected with other people. Do
Right.
not isolate yourself. And what are your thoughts and feelings on that?
I agree totally. There's lots of studies that even prove this, that the happiest people are those that are connected to others. We have to stay connected. So if for some reason you're not physically able to get out the same, have other people come in, do Zoom, right? And if you don't know how, get somebody to come show you, right? Don't limit yourself by thinking you can't do something. You're not limited. There is a way. Ask, how can I do this? Right? Ask the questions. Don't say I can't do this, because no, ask, how do I do this? Who do I know? And be sure to ask them, right? It's not just for you. When you ask somebody to help you, it's good for them too. It feels good to be able to help somebody achieve something they want, right? Don't limit yourself, and don't limit the person who can help you. That's what this world is supposed to be about, us helping each other. And it feels good for both people.
Yeah. What wise words right out of your mouth. So, and again, we will put all of Tabitha's contact information in the comments, and please reach out to her. So Tabitha, what do you have coming up in the future, in this first half of the year? What do you have going on?
I will be doing some workshops. I don't have dates set as of yet, but I will be doing some workshops, doing some podcasts, some speaking events. I am part of a women's retreat, self-care, self-love retreat coming up in March. I will be posting about that on my website. I'm also part of a summit, Spring of Possibility Summit, where I'll be speaking, and there'll be a bunch of other speakers. It'll be a 5-day event. So yeah, I'm involved in some things. Make sure, if you guys aren't busy, come on out, check out these things. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I encourage you to share all your links with me so that I can share them with the audience now that they've gotten to know what you are all about and how you help people. And also, lastly, I want to talk about that you and I are going to be a part of a panel for Pay It Forward.
Right.
And we're going to share kindness in the world, and we're going to kick that off to where once a month, we're going to host a live 1-hour broadcast where anybody can come and share their stories of human kindness and how, out of the goodness of their hearts, they have paid it forward. So I encourage all of you to stay tuned for details. And whether you're watching my channels or Tabitha's, we will be getting the information to you on that. So that's something to look forward to.
Something to add on that. So use out there, if you know somebody, we are looking for tattletales too. You tell on those people that have done kind things for you so that we can share what they've done for you.
Yeah, I love that. That is perfect. Yes. Be a tattletale and tell us what some awesome things have been done for you by other people. That's brilliant. So yeah, we're going to take it all. We're taking everybody's stories. So men, women, you be sure and get in touch with us. Stay tuned. We will get you the information on that. And that's all it is just to share that kindness in the world and do what we can to pay it forward, and how it's been paid forward to us as well. So with that being said, Tabitha, is there anything else that you would love to add to our listeners out there and our viewers?
I always like to leave with a thought. Choose to have a wonderful day, because it's a choice. And if you're having trouble, feel free, my information will be there, to call me. We can have a chat, and I can help you change your mindset so that you can choose to have a wonderful day.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, well, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being my very special guest. And I'm going to have you hold on. And in the meantime, any of you out there listening to us, thank you for attending and watching this live on YouTube. And we will be sharing this on other platforms as well. And we both wish you a wonderful day and take care. Much love to everybody. Tabitha, thank you.